back to the Wrong Emphasis Theater production of What's New? Pussycat in just a second. But first, have we got something for you?
We sure have, Colin. The Traveling Salesman. Years ago, of course, I'm much too young to remember the days of the Traveling Salesman, but it must hold a lot of fond memories for you.
That's right, Ryan. You know what, Ryan? I'm proud to be a Canadian. And you know what? Canada's brought the world many of its best musical artists.
Really?
People like Alanis Morissette, Neil Young,
Celine Dion,
Little Richard. All of them great Canadians. Of course, not many people know he was actually called Little Richard.
No.
He was French.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, he was from Montreal.
I remember.
Anyway, lost my train of thought.
Canadian.
Oh, yes, Canadian. I'm Canadian. One of my favorite bands of recent years are the Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh. They're not real ladies.
No, they're not real ladies. They're actually fully dressed men.
No.
All right. But the Bare Naked Ladies did a great Traveling Salesman song, which, of course, is entitled What I'm About to Say Right Now. And that title, of course, is... It's coming right out of my mouth. Even though you look at me in disbelief.
Sleep. The title of the song is It Sucks Up Pennies.
You know, they held that ooh for 15 minutes, beating the Beatles at the end of Day in the Life by some time. Sleep.
Fun fact. You know, Colin, in 1964, I received my draft notice to go to Vietnam. Unfortunately, I was 5 years old. And I made up a little protest song of my own. But,
did you?
Oh, yes, but it doesn't match the great protest songs of the 60s, including this song simply titled, Knock Knock, Hello, Slam. Peace.
You know, I know you like your bluegrass.
Oh, do I?
But I love my alternative pop.
Ah,
and
that's
I'm not...
different.
Yes. And one of my favorite groups, although they've only had one hit, really, but they could get more. Time's young. It's only the millennium. I'll keep going. I'm talking, of course, about the Bloodhound Gang.
Oh.
And their great Traveling Salesman hit, I Forgot My Pitch.
Hey, Col, what do you usually do when you hear the sound?
I go like this. Oh, no! I'm allergic!
You know,
very good impression.
Okay, I have to sell the CD now. You know, we've got songs of the beekeeper, and what a lonely profession it is, really. Songs of the beekeeper, we have 4,000 songs on 4,000 CDs. They're very, very long songs, but we've condensed them for the purpose of selling this CD set.
I didn't know any of that. You know, oh,
What comes to mind when I say the word ska?
sandpaper. Because that's the sound you make when you scrape wood. Ska, ska.
No, Col, I'm talking about the music style ska.
Never heard of it.
And no, it's not a hair-lip crow either. You know, ska music has given us many great hits, including that #1 hit that was on the top of the charts for over 15 weeks, Hornets, Yellow Jackets, and Wasp. You know, that song's right at the end of one of the CDs, so it kind of ends abruptly.
Yeah. But it is bee-related.
It is.
You know, as you know, I like to live life on the edge.
Oh, I know
My
you
house
do.
is on the edge of a cliff, and I drive a car from Argentina. Lost my train of thought there. But I've always been a fan of the alternative music.
Have you?
Yes,
A flan?
a flan. A nice, because it's nice to eat while you're listening to music.
Yes, it
a
is.
nice flan to get rid of that celluloid. Anyway, one of my favorite alternative bands is Green Day.
Oh.
They're from your hometown, aren't they?
I don't know. Where am I from?
Anyway, their greatest B hit, related, is Grabbing My Pollen. You know, some people think that song's repetitive, but I did learn that bees put pollen in their legs.
Oh, Seattle, Washington. You know, and of course, growing up in the wonderful town of Seattle, we listened to a lot of country music. And you know, we would get out there and square dance in that big state every day of the week. And no square dance song was more popular to me than that famous one, Whack the Hive. Attend hut!
Hey, what are you doing, Ryan?
Well, you know, Colin, I used to be in the Marines for 2 days.
Really?
Yes, I did. And I quit, but you know what I missed the most?
What's that,
The
Ryan?
music of the Marine Corps.
Oh, there have been millions and millions of songs saluting our men in whatever color they wear.
Hey, did you know Drew Carey was once a Marine?
Get out. Well, we have come up with a 6 CD set of all the Marine songs you could ever hope to hear.
That's right, including that #1 Tex-Mex hit. Shine Those Shoes. That'd be great with a big bowl of chili, wouldn't it?
It sure would. Speaking of a big bowl of chili, actually, I don't have a segue from big bowl of chili, but you know, when I was younger, I belonged to a folk group called Granola Joe and the Crispy Oatmeal Trio. We didn't do very well, but we still had a lot of fun and made lots of friends across the country. And so folk has been a part of my life, and in fact, a part of my blood. It's been a part of my blood and my life. My life's blood. Oh, okay, well. Well, so one of my favorite artists currently is Jewel. And her folk musing...
Drool?
Jewel.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Drool was one of the Oatmeal Trio. He was very funny, but never got many dates. Anyway, back to Jewel. This is her top 20 hit, Give Me 20.
Are you sure we were playing that at the right speed?
Yes, we were. And if you order now, we'll throw in Jewel's complete workout.
You know, Colin,
Yes,
I'm
Ryan.
sure the young kids will enjoy this album, but there's a lot of songs on here for the older folks, too.
Do tell, Ryan.
Well, you know, being a child of the 20s like I was, I grew up to the sounds of swing. Later on, after the 20s, when I was bigger. And I saw the movie
Sleep. This is what I have to deal with week after week. Oh, wait.
Swing.
Yeah.
And I think one of my favorite swing songs of all time was Let's Take a Shower.
That brings back some incredible prenatal memories. Oh, wait. That's good enough. You know, one of my favorite stories of the past year was the comeback of one of... Awake.
Swing.
Yes. One of my favorite stories of the past year was the comeback of one of my favorite artists, Santana. And one of my favorite Santana Marine hits, of course, is Invading Peru for the Hell of It. We'll be back to our afternoon special, The Little Red Engine That Got 5 to 10 for Arson.
Hey, Colin,
Yes, Ryan.
what word comes before so good?
Pretty good.
No, Safari. Safari so good. See what I'm saying?
Why, Ryan! That's almost like humor.
But there won't... Well, you know, sometimes Safari can be funny, Colin.
Yes?
And musical at the same time. That's why we've assembled 6 songs on 8 CDs.
6 songs and 8 CDs?
Yeah, a couple of the songs are really long.
Wow. You know, I don't know if you know, but I was in the chorus on Broadway.
I didn't know that.
Yes, in the early 40s to 60s.
Oh.
I didn't get very far, and I broke my hip 15 times.
Hip, hip, hooray.
Anyway, one of the Broadway shows I performed in was a Bob Fosse show. And one of the best safari-related songs came from that show, entitled, "There's a Pygmy in My Pocket and a Rhino on My Tail." That musical won 15 Tonys and a Jeff. Hey, Ryan, what's the matter?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about a pygmy in my pocket. You know... Scat, 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 scat. I'm not saying go. I'm just telling you one of my favorite music styles.
Boy, I didn't clue into that at all.
Scat is one of my favorites, and I think one of my all-time favorite tunes. As a matter of fact, my mother used to scat me to sleep with this little number.
I bet. If I knew how to, I'd do the same thing.
Of course, my favorite song, Hey, What'd I Step In? And you know what, Colin?
What, Ryan?
If you play that particular song backwards, you can understand every word.
Really?
Yes.
That is simply amazing. And if you call right now, we will send you absolutely free.
They can't call right now, the lines are busy. Now they can call. Now they can call.
Now you can call. And we will send you absolutely free the packaging it comes in. All right.
Hey, Cole.
Yeah, right?
What do you like on your burritos or your taco chips?
Why? A little bit of paper.
Say the paper you're eating is kind of bland. What would you put on the paper to make it more exciting?
Salt.
Salsa. One of my favorite music styles. And no song is closer to my heart than that great salsa hit, simply titled...
Hi, we'll be back to our nature documentary, Salty the Sweating Ferret, in just a second.
Hey, Cole, what's another name for cowpoke? Oh, no. Let me just fill it in. Cowboy is what I was thinking.
Yeah, me too.
Besides, you've done your time. You know, songs of the cowboy have made so many people happy over the years, and we've assembled 12 songs on 12 CDs. Very small CDs.
Yes. Well, as our regular viewers know, I have 8 children, although only 3 of them are actually mine. But still, because of them, I've been shown a lot of new music. And one of their favorite groups was Hanson. And that's why we're including in this set the wonderful Hanson hit, Moo.
Thank God they're not around anymore. You know, Carl,
What, Bri?
kids don't listen to Hanson much anymore.
What?
No, styles come and styles go, but they're all on this CD set, including a long-gone style, grunge. Remember grunge?
Yeah.
Well, it's on this CD set.
Well, I didn't know you wanted me to add
You
to
can
that.
help me out on this a bit. I
Yes,
can't sell the CDs all by myself.
I was a big grunge fan.
There we go. So was I.
I just realized it wasn't grunge I was into. I always get that confused with swing. Anyway, one style of music.
Hey, Colin,
Yes, Ryan?
what's it make you think of when I say the words doo-wop?
Apple pie. Because our cook's name was Doo-Wop.
No, Colin, I'm talking about the music style, doo-wop. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah, I like grunge too.
You know, and I think I got into doo-wop when I heard my first doo-wop song.
Well, I guess that would happen.
First doo-wop song I ever heard was, of course, that well-known ballad, that doo-wop ballad.
So let me get. It was a doo-wop.
You know what? I can't really remember what it sounds like. Let's play it, okay? It was entitled "They Shot My Pa."
Hi. We'll be back to the extra letter theater production of Beauty and the Breast in just a second. But first, have we got something for... Oh, Ryan, what's going on?
I'm sorry, I guess you can't hear me over the roar of my engine.
No, I can't.
You know, who doesn't want to be a race car driver? I know I did when I was a kid. And we've assembled over 4 songs on 28 CDs. All about the race car driver.
Oh, I love race cars and I love race car drivers. I love songs about race cars and race car driving.
You know, song, or Colin, I called you song.
That's funny.
What comes to mind when I say lattes and Microsoft?
Uncle Phil. His latte's made of Microsoft. You know, one of my favorite artists that's happening right now is, of course, Macy Gray.
Oh,
isn't she great?
I have no idea.
Well, anyway, her great racing car song is Gonna Walk Away When There's Fire.
You know, there's some songs on here that have been around for ages.
Oh.
Ages and ages.
That would be a long time indeed.
You would, Colin. And you know, honky tonk is one of my favorite music styles of all time.
I know, I've seen people go, hey, honky tonk, man.
Hey, when I was a kid, I had a honky tonk band.
Really?
No, you know... And I think one of my favorite honky-tonk tunes of all time has to be Rabbit on the Track.
Wow. You know what? I would have loved to have heard him and Macy Gray do a duet.
Well, you can if you buy 2 CDs and play them at the same time.
That's right.
They'll be different songs, but you'll hear them both sing. I can't get Macy Gray out of my head.
I know. Hey, Ryan, what odd movement.
I can't stop doing this, Colin. I was on the slots all weekend.
Oh.
I said slots.
Thank goodness. I was worried.
Oh, finally it stopped.
Where were you playing?
Las Vegas.
Las
The
Vegas.
city that never sleeps.
And the sleeper that never is a city. Doesn't really work when you reverse it, does it?
No, you know, Colin, we've assembled 777 songs, 3 sevens,
Yeah.
jackpot, on 4 CDs.
And when we say assembled, we really didn't have that much to do with it. You know what's good, though?
Huh.
We have every kind of music, especially some good rockin'.
Are you all right?
You know what? I do have a bit of a headache, but that's because it was accidentally stuck in a vice for 3 hours.
Ow.
Don't ask. Anyway, your toes gonna be tapping and your fingers snapping and your ears listening, because that's what ears do. When you hear this great AC/DC hit, I think you know the one I'm talking about. It's been almost 5 days in the #1 position.
Who hasn't? I wish.
I wish. I dropped my chips in your nuts. Unless you're talking about the kind you eat.
Hey, Colin.
Here, Ryan.
What do you get when a Smurf relieves himself on your lawn?
Crabgrass?
No, bluegrass. And that's our next music style.
Although, Ryan,
Yes,
I believe no matter what your outside color, all urine is the same.
that's true.
It's inside what counts.
You give a hope to a lot of people.
Yes.
And I think one of my favorite bluegrass tunes of all time has to be High Roller Hooker.
They don't write them like that anymore.
No, they don't.
You know, they say music has charms to soothe the savage beast.
Who's they?
The same people that say, no, they won't ride up.
Now I gotcha.
Yeah. You know, I grew up in Canada.
I know that.
Which is right across from Detroit. Mm-hmm. And there, I became a regular Motown.
Hey, I don't want to hear about
No,
it.
it's kind of music.
Oh.
Motown.
I know.
Oh, and you know what?
Huh?
The girl groups were the best.
Oh.
Didn't you love the Supremes?
I like the Ethels, too.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't get the Supremes for this CD, but we got something pretty good, the Mediocres. They're just a step below.
But there's still Motown.
They're still Motown, and they still have that great Vegas hit. Roulette of Love.
Hi. We'll be right back to our wildlife documentary, Funky, the Diuretic Hippo, in just a second.
But first, have we got a deal for you?
Oh, as long as there's been music about spies. And who's our favorite spy?
James Bond.
Exactly. Dr. No, Goldfinger, I don't think I can say the rest of that one, but still some of our favorite movies and our favorite songs.
Oh, and so many styles to choose from.
What are you doing, choking?
I'm sorry. Was I speaking Hawaiian?
I don't know. I'm Canadian.
You know, Christmas in Hawaii, Don ho ho ho.
Oh,
We're back on.
oh no, I was just thinking. What's the matter, Ryan?
I'm blue. Did I say blues? You know, I love blues, Colin.
Oh, boy.
And it's funny, when I listen to blues, I get blue.
What are the odds?
Well, unlike rock, when I listen to rock, I don't feel like a rock.
Oh, you're kidding yourself.
And you know, I think one of my favorite blues, was I talking about blues?
You were talking about
One of my
blues.
favorite blues songs of all times has to be My Shoe is a Gun. If only life were that simple.
Oh, if only. Hey, Ryan, when I say to you, License to Kill, what do you think of?
My ex-wife.
No, I'm talking, of course, about Jerry Van Dyke.
Oh.
Who worked...
I knew him when his name was Jerry Van Lesbian. Years and years ago.
Really?
But I digress.
You certainly do. Anyway, Jerry Van Dyke worked with the next artist that we're going to showcase. The late, great, wonderful Broadway star. Once you've heard this woman's voice, you'll never forget it. I'm talking about the incomparable Ethel Merman. And who can forget her big hit, Blofeld on My Mind?
The race car driver.
Oh.
Not a job a lot of people have. And we've collected 40 songs on 6 CDs. Actually, we haven't. This is just a big scheme to rip you off from your money. But if we had been honest, yes, we have.
You'll love every song, and we have it from every era. You know, I play the banjo.
I know you do.
I know, because I love Dixieland.
Excuse me?
No, the music.
Oh.
His wife is named Dixieland. Anyway.
Earth to Colin.
I just can't stop the feet from tapping.
Hey, Colin.
Yes, Ryan?
What comes to mind when I say the word Sting?
The guy who sang for the Police? Hey, when he retires, will he change his name to Stung?
Well, you know, I laughed at first, but would he?
I don't know.
Anyway, I have been a Police fan for so many years. And, one of their most favorite songs, a song that was on the top of the charts for 52 weeks, simply titled, Bang! You know, Colin, one of my favorite music styles is lambada, or as the English say it, lambada. And I think one of my favorite lambada tunes of all time, it was at the top of the lambada charts.
How fast can you say lambada? How many
Lambada,
times?
lambada, 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 lambada.
Okay.
We'll be back to your movie, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Drag Queen, in just a minute. But first, have we got a deal for you?
Oh, Ryan,
What's
I've been
wrong?
working so hard, I think I'm just going to give it up and spend the rest of my years doing nothing.
Colin, you've got 5 more years till you hit 65. In Canadian,
That's right.
we've got 50 CDs full. Well, actually, 30 songs on 50 CDs. So 20 of them have nothing on them whatsoever. But you can burn your own.
You know, one of my favorite groups, and they've just sort of hit the charts recently, Destiny's Child.
Oh.
Oh, great, and not bad to look at, too.
I liked Destiny, so Destiny's Child.
You're an idiot. But
Hey, Destiny's Child, that's not a song about birth or menopause or something, is it?
no, that's the name of the group.
Oh.
Destiny's Child. What would Destiny's Child be, do you think? Oh, well,
I
forget
think it would be Rip Torn. I don't know why. I just think it would be.
Sometimes I just wonder why I talk to you.
Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be talking to anyone.
That's right. I'd still get better answers. You know, ha ha.
Boy, that's not anything like my favorite music. What? Ho, 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 ho.
Hey, what are you doing?
Well, what comes to mind when I say kielbasa and accordions?
Broccoli. And enough gas to light a small country.
What are you doing there?
Oh, I was just thinking about it.
Oh. Colin, I was referring to polka. That's why I was doing this.
Oh,
And I think one of my favorite polka tunes. Are you okay?
no,
I'm
it's
sorry.
all right.
Oh, Destiny's Child doesn't make you spit. Polka does.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite polka tunes all times has to be I'm Gonna Torch the Place.
There's nothing like a good polka.
You brought her, you polka.
I also like Peter, Paul, and Mary. That's just me. You know, now I'm happy. You know why?
Huh.
Because I'm thinking metal.
Oh, king, king.
Nothing better than the king sound of metal.
Oh, you're talking heavy metal.
I'm just talking metal. It could be heavy, it could be light, could be aluminum, could be lead. Is lead a metal? I don't know. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know,
Hey, you just rapped there. Did you know
I
that?
told you I'm a child of the streets. But I also have a soft spot in my heart for metal. And when I hear this metal tune, my heart starts popping like a 2-bit bit. And of course, I'm talking about Shut Those Kids Up, I'm Trying to Sleep.